All right, everyone. So, surprisingly, there are some people out there that have a dream of politics, and some of them go door to door to tell their story. So, I came across Joshua right now, and we're going to learn a little bit about his story as he's running for senator in the state of Nevada. You got to respect somebody that gets out on a hot day in a two-piece suit.
Yeah, I left the coat in the car.
He left the coat in the car and go door to door. That's in a day, in a digital, what the hell, look at my Trump mindset book is going crazy. In a day where people do everything digitally and they're out there, what the hell? That had to step aside for a quick second. Like I said, Joshua's out there, he's doing the hard work, which is admirable. He's got a story to tell, so I'm gonna let him tell his story right now. All right, Joshua, that's it, buddy.
Thanks for the introduction. Hello, Nevada. My name is Joshua Dowden. I'm running to be your state senator in Spring Valley, Chinatown. That is District 11. I'm a 20-year Las Vegas resident. I've raised both of my kids here in Las Vegas. Was awarded sole custody in 2012. Raised them largely by myself, and I'm a financial advisor by trade. I decided to run for public office to fix some of the issues career politicians have ignored and just have failed to address. Things like education. We are 50th in the nation in education.
All right, so hold on. Let's talk about that for a second. What are two of the things that you want to do to fix education?
It's a great question. So the first thing we need a short-term solution, or an immediate, I should say, an immediate solution, because education is so far gone right now. School choice is an immediate solution. So what we can do is turn schools into a competitive marketplace, where schools need to compete for.
That is super important because there are some lazy people in the education system, and that's why these unions are ridiculously in control of government funds, and we've got to make it so that kids have a choice in their educational journey. Because the funny thing is, one of the things that this crazy lockdown has taught us is that we have a choice. Going to college and racking up $100,000 in school debt is a bad choice. And people are starting to realize that education can be gotten digitally. You can buy courses, you can take lessons, you could read books. There is nothing you can't learn today on your own from a laptop or an iPhone or an Android and download that digital knowledge and receive. Now, I think schools definitely need school choice. Now, that's my opinion. I hope more people start understanding that. But I also think we not only have to make it so that kids have choices, but we've got to improve the whole model. Going to school is great, but getting that education to kids and giving them great teachers, because great teachers are worth their weight in gold. You can't pay every teacher the same money. In fact, that's the craziest thing. All the teachers in a school get paid the same money, but the great ones are getting cheated by the ones that are not so great.
So you've said a lot of really important things, so let's unpack a bit of that. And you're right on just about everything that you said. So school choice is really parents' choice. It allows parents and students to choose the best education for them. What it also does, is the consequence of that, is it makes schools compete. So that makes principals and the schools improve their curriculum and makes them put the students first, which is not something that teachers unions do. Teachers unions do not put students first. It's in their doctrine. You can look it up. They do not put their students first. They put teachers first. Now, teachers are important, so I do not want to overlook that. Teachers, there's many hardworking teachers. They got into this profession because they love what they do. They love their students, and they want to do things the right way, and they want to do the best that they can for them.
A lot of them, not all of them,
many
though.
of them, but there is no
not all
absolutes in anything.
Exactly.
But many of them do. But what I'm saying here is that the teachers unions prevent all of that. They prevent them from doing the job that they came there to do, the job that they want to do. So school choice is what we do to begin to put education on the right track. Now then, long term, so big picture. So something else that you said there too is about how do we improve this moving forward to where we put less reliance on college and a higher education. So do some people need higher education? Yeah, there's still a place for that. But does everybody need that? Absolutely not.
I think tradecraft is something that is ignored.
We can mold trade schools with our current high school model. They're doing it in Germany right now, to where what you can do is when you enter middle school, now you can start taking tests as to the career path that you're going to end up with. Many students can be an apprentice of sorts in high school, to where when they get out and graduate at age 18, there's a job waiting for them. They already have the qualifications They already have the skills, and they're going to step into high-paying jobs right off the bat. They don't need to go to college, and they don't need anything additional, from that. There's a model in Germany that's already happening right now that we can follow.
And the Germans are fucking smart as hell.
And when it comes to our teachers, so many teachers
Shout out to all my
underpaid.
fellow Germans.
Many teachers are underpaid. Many of them aren't, but many of them are. Now, it's not just about paying teachers more. It's about expecting more from the teachers while we pay them more. Teachers should be the most valuable people in our society. They literally teach the future of our society. We put the future in their hands, and so there is not a higher purpose or a higher position that we can place on that for the future of our children, our country, and our state.
I couldn't agree with you more. So what are some of the other things that you want to do for Nevada as a senator because obviously you're going to win. Winning is what it's all about. You've got the right winning mindset, right? You tell yourself you're going to win this. Okay, good. Because I just released my book, The Trump Winning Mindset. And if you've noticed, throughout his entire life, all he ever talks about is winning. All he ever talks about is I'm a winner, I'm not a loser, I'm going to win. So if you're going to win and you're going to have this responsibility, what are 3 things that you are going to do when you become senator?
So it's a great question. So we just touched on education. Education is going to be
it's got to be number one.
My signature proposal. That is absolutely something that we're going to fix, not just short term, long term. We're going to fix education. Secondly, is we're going to look at healthcare. Healthcare needs to be more competitive as well.
That is so true.
When you go to the hospital, you should know what it is you're paying for.
I buy my own insurance in Nevada. I got to tell you, it's the most fucked up thing I've ever seen in my life. The amount of choices are horrible. It is god-awful horrible.
And hospitals should be made to compete as well. And how can you compete if you don't know what you're paying for? You need to know the pricing. You also need.
I'm not so much worried about that because I always ask what I'm paying for anyhow when I'm there. But here's the crazy thing: the drugs. The drugs are insane. Now, by the way, shout out to GoodRx. What an app. You can literally save yourself a ton of money. It's amazing how much there's a difference of price until you ask for discounts.
And see, and it's great that you know what it is you're paying for. That's great that as a consumer that you've made that, part of what you're going to do and what you're going to ask for when you go to the hospital. Not everybody does. They're just, this is the policy or this is the procedure and this is what we're
don't
gonna do.
buy any of those $60 aspirin, by the way.
They don't know what they're paying for. So hospitals need to be made to compete as well. So we need to do a couple things. We need to generate more competition when it comes to pricing and when it comes to availability. You should be able to go to the hospital of your choosing, not just the hospital that's closest to you, or the hospital that's in network, I should say. The hospital of your choosing. Also, we need to attract more healthcare professionals. More healthcare professionals just increases the competition here. That increases the healthcare. So we need more healthcare professionals opening up their own practices.
More nurses from the Philippines. They're amazing.
we need more healthcare professionals, doctors, nurses, the whole gamut. And we can do that.
Shout out to all my friends in the Philippines.
Nevada is an outstanding landing spot for new business, and it should be an outstanding landing spot for.
We're getting a ton of that business from California. I know so many companies that have brought their business to Nevada because California is a shit show.
And this brings me to the last thing here that we're going to accomplish, or I should say the next thing. You asked for 3 things. So the next thing is going to be the economy. Bringing new jobs here to Nevada is paramount. So the pandemic has really exposed what
you got to bring the jobs, but you got to get rid of this governor who wants to shut down the economy. He has literally single-handedly destroyed over 60% of the restaurants. Some of them I actually know personally who have been crushed and destroyed. If you can go to Home Depot, you can go to a restaurant. If you can go to a Walmart, you can go to a local store. That is the craziest thing about this entire situation where they locked down businesses. It was cruel and it was inhuman and it destroyed lives and dreams.
The cure, if you will, from the governor has hurt and killed more people than the pandemic did. Now, I'm not underscoring or undervaluing that there's a real virus and that actually happened and that people are getting sick. That's not at all what I'm saying. What I am saying is there was a huge, massive overreaction to that has hurt more people than it has helped.
It wasn't an overreaction. It was years in the planning. It was a planned way to destroy America by the Democratic Party. 100%. You can see it in their actions. You can see in the way that the lockdown was quickly jumped to and endorsed by every Democratic governor who just chose to destroy small business owners.
Well, I hope you're not right about it being premeditated about that.
100%.
What's very clear, though, is that the hive mind of the Democrat Party went in lockstep with it. They didn't question it. They're doing what they're told. They're absolutely, and the horrible part about all of that is in the projection action on their part. They're blaming us for exactly what it is that they're doing. They're locking down the economy. They blame us for being authoritarian. That's insane. I don't even understand that. How do you reconcile those two things? You know, they're telling you what to do, but they're calling us Nazis. That is insane to me. I don't get that at all.
Shout out to the Nazi governor of Michigan, Governor Whitmer.
Shout out. Yeah. We are the party of freedom. We want individual freedoms. We want you to be responsible for you, with, of course, the aid of the government. The government shouldn't run your life. The government should
Actually,
prevent tyranny.
The government has never done anything really right to help your lives. The government, if you give the government a job to do like Medicare, if you want to have the government handle Medicare, medical insurance, you're going to find out how inept and how many hands are digging into that pile of money.
And I want to reduce, on that note, I want to reduce regulations. I want to reduce taxes. I want people to have more of their own money, and I want the government to stay out of the way. So we need to diversify the economy, and Nevada should be the premier landing spot for all new business. There is no reason why businesses shouldn't be jumping to come to Nevada, jumping to come to Las Vegas. Everything that we have to offer, they should be lining up to come here, and it's the policies of this governor and previous administrations that prevent that from happening. But when I'm a state senator, I will absolutely be on the phone calling these companies.
Because you're going to win, right?
Absolutely.
And because you have a winning mindset.
Absolutely.
That's
right. There's no question about that.
Because winning is all you're about.
The law of attraction, the power of positive thinking. There's no question about that. And everybody should. You should have that positive mindset. Think about winning. The law of attraction is incredibly important.
Well, it wouldn't be a good interview if I didn't give a shout out to the guest, the superstar guest. Hey, Chooch, what are you doing? Come here.
I do want to make sure that that I do talk about the fourth point as well. We talked about the three things I'm going to make sure to accomplish when I'm a state senator, but there's been an overwhelming, resounding call to defund the police over the last couple of months.
Jiminy cricket.
And what a dumb idea
Dumb.
that is. Now, police do need to be held accountable for their actions. I don't think anybody's arguing that. But defunding the police,
stupidest thing you could ever hear of.
Less safe. And it's just really stupid. So I'm endorsed by the local police. I want to make sure that we keep our neighborhoods safe, and I want to make sure we have a strong police force that's out there. Do not even entertain the idea of defunding the police. A couple of months ago when I first heard that, I literally thought it was a joke. That's never going to catch on. Nobody's ever going to pay attention to that. Yet here we are actually talking about that.
Think about this for a second. The police unions for years endorsed Democrats, and about probably a year and a half, 2 years ago, there were rumors that they were going to fully endorse Trump. And when that came out, all of a sudden, every Democrat, lockstep in line, governor, mayors, you name it, all of a sudden started cutting police budgets, defund the police, wrote it all over Washington, D.C., defund the police. Why? Who does that? Who says get rid of police? In Chicago, where I'm from, 50 to 100 people die every single weekend. Most of them because of the heroin drug trade that's being brought in because it's a sanctuary city. We let illegals live here. Whoa, by the way, some bring in drugs like heroin, which are highly addictive and make people want to shoot each other for it. Are you crazy? You need police to clean up the streets. You need police to provide safety. And here's the craziest thing. These politicians that are screaming defund the police are the first ones to get police details to guard them, to protect their homes. Shout out to Mayor Lori Lightfoot, who literally fired 200 police officers that got cut when she cut their budget, and then asked for a security detail of 60 of them to guard her neighborhood, where she lives in a $1 million mansion with her lesbian wife or husband, or is it wife, or is it husband? I don't know.
If it wasn't for Bill de Blasio, she'd be the worst mayor in the country. But you make a great point. I mean, the evidence is overwhelming if you just bother to look at it. When you pass laws and regulations to hurt and reduce your Second Amendment, it does not make you safer. It absolutely does not make you safer.
Shout out to all the people that bought a gun in 2020. Gun sales have been off the hook. Why do you think they've been off the hook? Because personal safety is more important in 2020 than ever before, because these radical, insane politicians want to get rid of police officers, reduce your safety, and increase crime.
Well, remember this, that new age, dystopian, Orwellian leftists want laws for you. They don't want to live by these laws.
Shout out to Nancy Pelosi and her hairdresser.
Or Lori Lightfoot when got her haircut, but yet she's important.
Let's be honest, there's nobody that can make that hair look good. Nobody.
That might be.
Shout out to Beetlejuice.
The point is they want they want us to live by their laws. They don't have any intention of living by those laws.
All right, so how are you going to win?
Well, first thing is I'm going door to door, or one of the things I should say is
Yeah,
I'm
you gotta
going door to door.
you gotta start getting on people's social media. When you go door to door, ask them to live stream it. Hey, would you mind to have like to have a conversation
I wish
where we
everybody
live
had the
stream
reach
it?
of what you do. So I'm
Listen, let me
glad
tell you
that
something.
I
Everyone's
crossed
got a
you.
little bit of a reach. If you can reach 10 people for every one conversation through social video, that's the
quite
way
a
you
bit.
do it.
We've got our entire ad campaign going out, mailers. So hopefully you've already received some mail
Listen,
pieces.
you'd be
Josh,
better off spending, instead of ad dollars on TV, you'd be better off spending ad dollars on social
Well, we
media.
already do. We had a big social media campaign, so hopefully you've seen Joshua Dowden ads.
I
on
literally
there as
have
well.
never seen you until you walked up to my door.
Well, we're targeting swing voters. So we are targeting swing voters of Spring Valley, Chinatown. This is, in my opinion, the best part of town. This
Am
is
I
why
in
live
your
here.
like voting district?
You are. That's
Oh
why I'm
wow,
here.
that's so weird.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
You're probably not a swing voter. You're probably a solid Republican, is why you didn't get any of my
Well, here's the
information.
crazy thing. I consider myself an independent, but when you look at the landscape of what the left stands for and what the right stands for, it is insane from an American citizen point of view to literally support any of their platforms. They want to get rid of police, not a chance in hell, very stupid. They want to have the government control my health insurance. Let me give you a little story. In 2014, I was paying $235 a month for my insurance. I buy my own insurance. Over the course of watching Obamacare, which, by the way, here's something that people don't know. Obamacare's real high costs goes in to drug addiction care. They literally added into Obamacare that the government was going to pay for people that had heroin addiction. Well, let me share something with you about heroin addiction. When people go in to get heroin addiction help, rehab, they give them small amounts of heroin called, what is that drug? It's a drug. It's like it's a small version of heroin. So they try to wean you off heroin. But here's what the heroin addict does. Since it's free under Obamacare, he gets that shit for free, and he still buys heroin from his heroin dealer so he can get the double high. It doesn't solve anything. Literally, it doesn't bring anybody off of heroin addiction. But here's what it does do. Each one of those treatments costs $750, which gets packed into Obamacare. No, let me share something with you. From 214 to 215 to 216 to 218, my personal health insurance has gone up to $1,400 a month.
I believe it.
Are you out of your fucking kidding me? And you know why it's $1,400 a month? Not because I'm getting $750 heroin treatments. It's because some guy is out there draining the system and packing so many costs into Obamacare. That's why Obamacare needs to be repealed. We need a better system that has higher accountability, and we cannot pay for drug treatments in any kind of medical plans that the government has. It does not help. It does not work.
I agree. There is a place for government guidance when it comes to drug pricing and when it comes to your overall health care, but your government should not run your health care.
Well, listen, here's another thing. This is the one thing I love that Trump did recently. He literally made drug companies match their prices overall from all the other countries in the U.S. For years, a friend of mine used to buy his drugs in Canada and have them shipped to his house.
Did you see what he did with Kodak? Did you see that? So several months ago.
Yeah, Kodak was a whole shit show.
Well, the point is that he's moving these operations from drugs overseas.
Yeah, let me help you out. I wouldn't even bring that up. Kodak is never going to happen because the idiot CEO had insider trading. That contract got canceled. He blew that opportunity. Yeah, you should look into the whole story. That was a shit show. The fucking idiot CEO had insider trades that on the first day, the day before it announced, their volume went to 1.6 million trades. That contract got canceled. He blew the $780 million. Kodak now will never get that contract because the CEO is a fucking idiot.
The idea is in the right place as far
The
as
idea sound.
bringing the drugs manufacturing.
Yeah,
here.
if there wasn't
we
such
don't wanna be
greedy
reliant-
idiot people like the CEO of Kodak.
Agree.
Yeah.
We don't want to be reliant on overseas manufacturing of the drugs.
100%.
That's really
the
where I'm
top
going.
30 drugs in America, top 30 selling drugs in America are made in China and India.
Yeah.
Now, I don't mind India. India, I can live with. They're a good country. But China,
there's
we got to
no
get
reason-
all of those drugs
there's no
back.
reason why we should be
And you
reliant
know who
on
shipped
other
all that?
nations.
You know who shipped all that drug manufacturing overseas?
Been
Our buddy
administration.
Biden and our buddy Obama.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, for
For
sure.
over 8 years, those drug companies shipped all that manufacturing to China. Amazing. And we wonder why China is all of a sudden paying millions of dollars to Hunter Biden.
I don't disagree with any of that. I think that we can bring a lot of those jobs back here.
How
to the
about we
United
bring them all
States.
back?
I think we can bring them here to Nevada as well. I think Nevada, again, can be the premier landing spot for new businesses to start up and new businesses to come here. I think high-paying jobs for Nevadans, better education for Nevadans, better healthcare.
Where can people find you on social media?
At Joshua Dowden, or DowdenForNevada.com, DOWDEN, number 4, Nevada.com. My social media is my name, Joshua Dowden. I appreciate it if you take a look at my website, look me up. You're going to like what you see. I am for the people. I'm definitely the people's candidate. I'm going to make sure that Nevada ascends to higher, much better greatness. I'm going to make sure that Nevada is on the map as a great business destination, great healthcare, and #1 in education is exactly my goal.
You're going to win, right?
I am going to win.
You have a winning mindset, right?
Absolutely going to win.
Okay, winning is in your blood, right?
For sure.
You're not a loser, right?
I wake up every morning knowing I'm going to win.
So you're going to win.
That's why I'm out here.
You're 100% going to win.
Completely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
When you get famous and you're a big senator, you're going to do a longer format with me?
My door will always be open to you.
Are you sure? Because I really don't want to have to get my emails rejected when you get big and famous.
No, not a chance.
All right, so listen, he's Joshua Dowden. He's going door to door. He's hustling. He wants to be senator. I don't do this too often. In fact, I think you're my only political interview in a while. I don't know him fully, but I can tell you that anybody on a hot day that's willing to go out and tell his story and try and make a positive difference in a state that desperately needs positive leadership, he's got to be worth looking into. Check him out. If you can vote, vote. If you get 12 votes in your mailbox and you accidentally vote for him 12 times, that's not my fault. That's the idiot governor of Nevada's fault.
Vote Nevada. Get out there and vote.
That's right.
Joshua Dowden for state
and
senate.
if you can vote more than once, well, it's not your fault.
Get out there and vote, Nevada.
That's right. All right. He's Josh Dowden. I'm Chris Champion. This is Masterclass Millionaires. Follow your dreams. The weekends don't take a vacation from your goals and dreams.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Go out and get yours. You have to make things happen. Success doesn't just happen to you. You got to go out and make it happen.
It's all about a winning mindset, people. Peace.
Thanks, brother.
Let's see me. Oh, that sun is killing me. Where is it? Are you sure you want to stop? Yeah, I do. You want a link to this so you can share it to the people?
Yeah.